Hey kids, you are listening to Tunes and Tales, and I'm your host, Kristen Olsen, and oh my goodness, I have Rolando Howard in the studio today. Kids, he has filled this recording studio with his instruments, his energy, and he's finally settled down here to entertain us for this next show today. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, with roots in Panama and West Africa. He began studying music at the age of 7 under the late Joan Richardson with the World Ensemble. Over the last 20 years, he has mastered various instruments and performed in countless venues along the East Coast as a freelance musician. He plays the bass guitar, trumpet, piano, trap, tuba, balafone, and all instruments that make the family of the djembe orchestra. Two hands together. Hello, Rolando. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate it too. And you know, there's a really big lesson I've been focusing on for the past few months, and that is the art of listening. Not only listening to the people that are around us, but then really listening to the music and the voices that come into the studio. So I'm really honored to have you here today. Can you tell me about your path and process to becoming the musician you are today?
It's my pleasure to be here at KRFC. In the second grade, I was 7 years old. I started playing the djembe under, as you said, the late and great Joan Andrews Richardson. She formed a group of 2nd to 5th graders. That group was called the World Ensemble. We would perform with about 40 to 50 kids on stage, a big group of kids. She would take African music. She would record it on her keyboard. She would produce that music for us. She would teach the drummers some rhythms, and she wasn't a drummer. She would teach the choir different songs from the way that she understood them, the way that she listened to them, and she would teach the choir harmonies, and the dancers, she would teach them the dances. She would basically choreograph a full ensemble on her keyboard, and we would perform all over the city of Richmond, Virginia. She would pick these kids from kids that actually had talent, and she would pick these kids from her discernment of these kids needing a little bit of extra love and a little bit of extracurricular activities. With that, she formed a family. And that's what we needed. And that's what mostly came about from that endeavor from
I love that.
Joan Richardson.
So I ask you, you talk about the dancers and the movers, and watching you set up in the studio today, you're full of movement and you have so much that you're organizing. I'm wondering, what were you like as a boy before you met your mentor?
Quiet, shy. We met each other at a point where I needed both of those things. I had the talent, and I also needed some more direction, and she understood that. With that, I really connected. I was able to express myself through the instrument.
I love that. And I know that there's a lot in those statements. And to you, when you came in here, you said everything is an instrument for life. Can you explain this for our audience today?
When you walk, when you talk, it's all real. And I was fortunate to have the talent to be able to play instruments. The instrument that I'm sitting in front of now is called a djembe. Spell it D-J-E-M-B-E. It's a goblet-shaped wood instrument that's headed with goat. The goat is mounted with rings and rope with very high tension. This is the first instrument that I played, and I was able to express myself. It was all natural.
I love it. So you have an aesthetic connection with that particular drum, and perhaps even that animal skin that is on your drum, which is so powerful. I love what you're sharing with us, and I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit about each instrument that you've brought in today, and then we will hear one of your first songs today.
So I'm sitting in front of a djembe. I would love for you to say that with me. 1, 2, 3.
Djembe.
Djembe. I also have an ngoni. It's spelled Ngoni. And these instruments are from West Africa. The most of the instruments that I have are from Guinea, West Africa. The djembe that I'm sitting behind is from Senegal, West Africa. The ngoni is the first guitar. It is a string instrument manufactured with wood and bamboo, a huge gourd. When you see it, you'll say it's backwards because we play it from the front. We normally know guitars. The strings on well, I would consider the back side of the instrument. These strings are on the front side of the instrument, and you play them with your hands. Also have the first xylophone called balafone. This instrument is made of wood, bamboo, and gourds. The wood name is Hadi wood. These woods are the most dense woods in Africa. Very, very, very strong on the dense scale. Actually, the strongest. You play it with mallets, a stick and a rubber mallet on the end of it. And I have my shekere. It's a beaded instrument. Again, it's gourds. How funny I keep saying gourds. I didn't know I had so many gourds around me, actually. But I'm surrounded by gourds. But it's a beautiful thing because these are organic instruments. These instruments are grown from the ground. They give that sound. They give you that vibration.
How long do these instruments last?
Forever, as long as a tree. So we're looking at instruments that will be here long past our lifetime. These instruments are wood, if they're taken care of, just as good as any organic thing. Because in my belief, they're still living because they carry spirits. This tree is from a specific seed, and it has that energy of that place, of those people that grew that tree. And that's the real of these instruments, because we're talking about things that are carrying vibrations that we don't necessarily touch. It's what moves us. It's what changes our mood. It's what makes us happy. It's what makes us sad. What makes us cool, melancholy. It does everything for us.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And yes, these instruments they all are very special to you and carrying those spirits of your energy and really feeding off of your energy today. Rolando, you have the djembe in front of you again with a goatskin top. Would you mind playing a few seconds of this instrument for us?
Yeah, absolutely. When I introduce this instrument, let's all know that it is technically taught with three sounds. The first sound is a bass. You play that with your full hand. The second sound is a tone. You play that with half of your hand, the top of your hand. So if you look at your hand where it kind of connects at your fingers, that's where you would play your tone at. So you have your tone, and then you have the last one is slap. So you play that with the same hand, but maybe open your hand up just a little bit, and you have a slap. So you have your bass, you have your tone, and then you have your slap. You have your bass, you have your tone, and you have your slap. You have your, what's that?
Bass.
What's that?
Tone.
What's that?
Slap. Thank you so much. So that was the djembe. What is the next instrument that you would like to introduce to us today?
Yeah, we can introduce the shekere.
All right,
beaded
perfect.
Instrument.
Okay.
It's a big gourd, and you play it in both of your hands, and you just shake. Shekere. Sekere. Shekere.
I love it. And the next instrument that you'd like to introduce?
Like to introduce the
beautiful here.
ngoni. Ngoni. Let's say ngoni.
Ngoni.
Thank you.
So one thing that Rolando has here is he has a lot of tuning with the ngoni, and it takes quite a bit of time for him to string and tune the ngoni, which is made of a very large gourd and embossed with, on the outside, what is it embossed with?
Skin.
I love it. So the last instrument that we have today is the balafon, correct?
Yes. Balafon. Balafon. Everybody say balafon.
Balafon.
Thank you.
When you are striking the key of the balafon and you're holding your mallets, how long did it take you to be able to know that you were hitting the keys in the right way, I guess? Or how do you know? I guess it's the wrong question.
No, there's no wrong question. The thing is, in my head, music doesn't have a place. When you're playing music, it's no box. We all have 8 notes to play, and the 8th note is the octave. So you really only have 7 notes to play. And we've been playing these 7 notes forever. We continue to change them over and over and over again. What I'm getting to is I don't try to do anything. If it sounds good to me, then hopefully it sounds good to somebody else. That's somebody that connects, and that's what we're looking for.
And so that bigger answer, right, might be it's how it resonates with you inside.
Right.
And that connection with you and the instrument first.
Right. The way that I strike it is not going to be the way that the next person strikes it. And the way that I play it and the way that I hear the music isn't going to be the way that the next person does it. When you're playing your instrument, play it for yourself first. The person that understands how you feel, they will get it.
And on that note, I know that you did say you don't play music, music plays you.
Yeah. Music plays me. The music, it's a spiritual thing. You're giving it. It's a gift. And it's coming through us. I don't hold it. I'm open to allow it to. Let's try some interactive music. Banafenekoe, banafenekona, banafenekona ona, banafenekoe, banafenekoe, banafenekona, banafenekona ona, banafenekoe.
Perfect. Question for you. When you are playing this music and you're doing a callback to the other instruments with your drum, that's what I'm seeing. Can you explain your relationship between the drum, the callback?
So again, I'm following the music.
Right.
It's telling me where to go. It's telling me what to do. When I record this music, and let's put this out there, everything that you hear is me. I record all of my music. They're all of my instruments. There's no MIDI here. This is microphone placement. We went back to old school on this one. I go to the studio and I kind of regurgitate rhythms that, an analogy, hung away in my closet, in my musical closet. I take these rhythms and I hang them up on my musical hanger, and I slide it back to the back of my musical closet. When I get there, the spirit rolls through me and they say, you need that shirt, you need those pants, that color goes well there, and you have to put that. Oh, no, switch it now,
So you're using your music as a guidance for your daily life.
Absolutely.
Does your music ever translate to words that we can write down or use, or is that up to the listener?
I believe that's up to the listener, because I would hope and appreciate that you feel the energy and the soul that I put in it. Those polyrhythms will touch every single person different.
That's a beautiful answer, and I've really enjoyed having you in the studio today, and it's so important that we're meeting today and that we do. Kids, I just hope that if there's one thing that you take away from the show on Tunes and Tales, is that you can be yourself, close your eyes and listen, and then open your eyes and really see who's in front of you and what are about and what they are listening to and what they want you to hear. With an open mind. Rolando, is there any last message that you have for the kids today?
Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. When you wake up in the morning, it's a new day. And love yourself.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. Okay. Today we're going to learn a song. It's called Bingo. Hope you have fun. I'm gonna teach it to you. All right, here we go. There was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name. O-B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O.